Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that I'm excited about because I think it's overlooked. I think it's quite important. And I was actually burned a couple times when I was an underwriter for doing this. The title of the article is How to Protect Your Business with Additional Insured Status, right? So it seems like a small endorsement, but underwriters and small business owners alike should take time before just going through the motions and sending this request through. Um, a lot of people, a lot of you may have heard of kind of if you're in a commercial property, adding your landlord as an additional insured is pretty customary, and that is fine. That is normal, and it does carry little risk. And just to take a step back a bit, adding additional insurance is typically for liability policies, right? It's for your general liability, your professional liability, things like that. And the reason it's pretty intuitive as to why you would do it, right? Like the business partner that's requesting to be added is looking to be covered under your insurance policy. What's more counterintuitive is that it's typically the larger companies being added to the smaller companies' insurance policies, right? And this is done because the larger companies really use their leverage, their size, the fact that these smaller companies want to do business with them to say, hey, you need, not only do you need to have proper insurance, you need to add me to your insurance, because they know that they can get away with it, right? And as an example, take a general contractor, right? On any one job site, a general contractor could have, there's dozens of subcontractors, right? You got your electricians, your plumbers, things like that. And the GC will always have their subcontractors add them and the owner as additional insureds, right? And that's for their protection. So if something were to ever go wrong on that job site, these respective subcontractors could not go out and sue the owner or the general contractor. Why? Because they're on their policy, right? Now technically and typically this doesn't cost money. It's done sometimes for free, and you can do blanket additional insureds. Sometimes it's 25 or $50, but there are times where it can be a significant amount because it changes the nature of the risk, right? And this is where taking time as a small business owner makes sense. Obviously, if you can be added to someone else's policy as an additional insured, definitely do that, right? You don't want to have your policy kick in if you don't have to, because it ends up in additional costs over the long run, right? And you want to cover your interest, which is absolutely fine. However, if you are requested, you have to add someone as an additional insured. I'm not saying not do it. Don't lose the business, right? You need the business. But walk through the mental process, the stages of, what happens if I do that, there is a claim, something does happen. Do I need to subrogate against this partner if it's their fault, right? It depends on the partnership dynamic as well and the work being done. But take the requisite time to think about those things. And once again, when you can, make sure you ask to be added to a partner's insurance policy, because that will cover you if there are any lawsuits for any work that's being done within the confines of that partnership. Okay? Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll chat with you next week.